Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Alpha Omega occasionally. On this occasion, this is a very, very important message, or I don't know what you call it. I'm sharing this with you, okay? When you get married to a Thai woman, there's a lot of things you have to consider. A lot of things you should consider. You should, in my opinion, if you're marrying a Thai woman with more money than you, don't do it. And you could say on the other side, if you're marrying a Thai woman with a lot less money than you, don't do it. I know every relationship is different, every relationship is individual, and people are different. But you see, the root cause of animosity within and friction within a marriage, generally speaking, one of the main causes is that of financial issues. And no matter how much affection or how much understanding you have for each other, when money becomes a problem, that becomes like it has a snowball effect. It just keeps going and going and going and going. I can tell you personally that there are times where I have money because I work on YouTube and I teach online. But you see, if anyone knows anything about YouTube, the algorithm, I don't know if anyone understands it. It goes like this. It's a roller coaster. It goes up and down. And for the past year, on all my channels, I'm going to say all, I say the big picture, panorama, Alpha Omega, EP2, which isn't even monetized, but let's say on both channels, the algorithm has been on a steady decline. On this channel, it's more or less level, but on my, when I say main channel, the bigger channel, Alpha or Big Picture Panorama, with 143,000 subscribers, I was lucky to be getting 1,500 views per video. It's improved slightly now. But even with that slight improvement, you're looking at something like $800 a month from both channels. $800 income. I mean, if you listen to any of the YouTubers asking you or telling you how much it costs to live in Thailand, and I've said it myself, I said, $1,500 to $2,000, you'll be all right. You won't have to worry about too much. But $800? When you start earning that kind of money, now I'm not saying that's my only form of income, but I'm just saying that's what I'm getting off that. But when you, and in the past it was a lot more, just put it that way. But you see, when money starts to dwindle, friction starts to increase. And that's the way it is. And that's the advice I'm giving you, that my spouse earns quite a bit more than I do. She has quite a lot more than I do, or probably ever will. And when it comes to arguments, the basis of most arguments is money. And you can be reminded of the fact that you don't contribute enough to the household. And it's typical. It's probably the same world over, I don't know. But if one partner is earning 3 times what the other partner earns, and the partner who's earning less I was going to say is compelled, but that's the wrong word, but is expected to hand over half of what they earn to the partner who's earning 3 times. That's the way it is. I'm not criticising anybody. It's a critique, but it's not necessarily a negative critique. I'm very happy to be able to enjoy the facilities, let's say, for the want of a better word. Look where I am. But because of the fact that there are outgoings that are out of my control, but yet have to be paid, and there is an outgoing coming up in the next 2 months. I'm not going to name exactly what it is, but I'm just going to say it's 137,000 Thai baht. And $800, by the way, equates to about, at the time I'm making this video, is 28,000 Thai baht. And if I have to give, actually I'd give more than half. So if I give 20,000, that doesn't even come near, it's not even the colour of it, of what that expenditure is. But you see, that expenditure has got nothing to do with me. I had no choice in determining, well, I'll call a spade, it's my son's education. That's what it costs per semester. But it wasn't my decision to send him to that school. But I agreed with it because I know what the standard of education is in Thailand. If you want a good standard of education, you need to go private. And it's quite a cheap private school, by the way, because you pay a lot more than that per semester in other places. But at the same time, that's a financial pressure. And when those payments are looming and you're not providing, then, you know, the slightest thing will upset the apple cart. Now, I'm not, again, don't misunderstand me. I'm very happy in where I am, and I'm married to a very wonderful person. But this is just this is a manifestation. This is what happens when you go into something just on a carefree. You enter into a relationship carefree, as you do, because, you know, love is blind and all this kind of stuff. But when it comes down to the practicalities, when you don't come up to the mark in relation to finance, you'll find out that life can be very difficult. And it's usually the man, and this is the thing, it's usually the man. If the woman wasn't earning so much and the man was the main breadwinner, do you think the animosity would be the same? No. But that's the way of the world. Women don't generally pay for sex. Men do. Why? Because when we're the more simplistic gender, you know, women take full advantage of a man's desire to reprocreate. They don't have the same sex drive that we do. Well, some of them may do. There's exceptions to every rule. But generally speaking, so they take full advantage of that. And it works out the same way in a marriage. The man is expected to pay. The woman is expected to whatever. And I won't go through I don't want to upset any feminists. Oh, by the way, I'm not in the business of walking on eggshells around feminists. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you know, all beasts are created equal. Some are created more equal than others. You know, in terms of feminists, they claim to be equal. They're not equal. How can you be equal? You know, X isn't equal to Y. A woman is a woman, a man is a man. We have different physiological or biological assets and components, to put it that way. So we're not equal. Why is it that women don't play football alongside men? Because they're the weaker sex. So they're different. But they exploit that difference to milk men for everything they have. You know, did you ever go into, I just put it this way, I'm digressing a bit, but did you ever, look, the next time you do this, go into a department store. I worked in retail for years. Next time you go into a department store, look at how many departments are there for women and compare it to how many departments are there for men. I can give you an example. I worked in a very, very huge chain of department stores in Ireland, and there were 11 departments. I'm just thinking to myself, there was 2 departments for men. That was trousers and socks and stuff, and the other one was shirts and jackets and things like that. And all the other departments, with the exception of the children's department, were women. That's the truth. There were 11 departments. So there was 2 for men, 1 for children, and the rest for women. And that's mirrored in any shopping mall you want to go to. How many boutiques are for men, how many boutiques are for women. Women are pampered and catered for. There you go, catered for in our society. So I say this to feminists, and this isn't trying to be argumentative, but I don't know why I started on this. I'm digressing a bit. But, women are there to be pampered and catered for. So put that in your pipe and smoke it, you feminists. And I'm not attacking feminists because my wife isn't a feminist. My wife is a true woman and she expects me to provide for her, but I can't provide for her because she earns more than me. But when it comes down to it, that's okay. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty, that causes animosity when things like school bills have to be paid. So remember, lads, I tell you this from the heart. If you're choosing a Thai woman, regardless what the veneer appears to be like at the start, make damn sure that you're financially solvent and that she's financially solvent. Because either extremes are no good, as you know. Either extreme is no good. If you can find equality, you might be onto a winner. I'm onto a winner here, really and truly. I mean, I enjoy my life and all the rest of it, but I'm just sharing this with you. As I said, I usually make videos when I feel passionate about something, and I feel damn passionate about this. So I've shared it with you. And you can share this video with whoever you like. And if you haven't pressed that like button, press it now. And make sure, lads, you subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section. I'm sure you will. And make sure you take care, and I'll see you again very soon. Thanks for joining me.